Hello, welcome to this week's How's the Market, Pensacola. Well, what happened last week? What in the world happened last week? I got about a bunch of messages saying, hey, no show. You just didn't shoot. What happened? Well, it's because me and the Delta variant had kind of a little bit of a run-in last week. My wife and I both wound up with that, and that was not fun. That was not fun at all. But here we are, kind of through it now. I know that I would not say I'm 100%, but definitely no longer contagious as far as I know. I am no doctor, and I don't claim to be. I have played one on TV, but that's about as far as my knowledge goes. So anyways, thanks for everybody who reached out. That's what happened last week. Let's actually just get back to real estate. Let's get back to talking about what's going on in our counties. Existing home sales actually came up. It came out today. They were up. Last month they were down. Existing home sales, the number, so don't get that confused with prices. It's actually the number of home sales went up some. And as you're going to see when we start talking about our two counties, our inventory has risen. Now again, please, 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 like I have said for multiple times, watch the headlines. People will take a premise like inventory has risen and said prices are coming down, so you should just wait to buy. Don't do that, because I promise you, even with these inventories coming up, they are nowhere near buyer's markets or even neutral markets. Even with the moratorium, the eviction moratorium getting extended, and we have talked about that on the show before, I don't think that's going to last. Even if it does last, we're only, 40 days away from that deadline again. Don't see this huge influx of property, although again, we are seeing some inventory rise even in our area, but let me show you what I mean. It's not enough to impact us so much to where we're going to see prices change drastically. Let's take a look at our two counties right now. Let's go. All right, if you've never seen the show, you don't know that I always start with this slide right here. It says if we have between 6 and 7 months worth of inventory, we have what's called a neutral market. Anything greater than 7 months considered a buyer's market, anything less considered a seller's market. What the slide doesn't say, anything greater than 9 months considered a hyper buyer's market, anything less than 3 considered a hyper seller's market. Shoot over to Escambia County to begin with, 530 active. If you remember from 2 weeks ago, not last week because I didn't have the show last week, I was too busy just sleeping. I think we had about 510. So when I said inventory is rising, it is 100,000 to 150,000. We're at 0.9 months. We're almost at a month's inventory. That was 0.5 a couple of weeks ago. So we are seeing it, but again, watch your conclusions when people start saying we're going to see a crash now. That's not indicated at all in these numbers right here, and that's one of the reasons I show you these numbers every week. If we jump down here to 550,000 to 600,000, looks like that is out of the seller's market or hyper seller's market and just a seller's market. So that's kind of a little pocket right there. And then our luxury of 700,000 plus, same little pocket right there. Besides that, almost everything is definitely under 2 months inventory, with our first time home buyers of under $250,000 being under a month's inventory. That 200,000 to 250,000 mark, there's only 47 active. Our biggest active right now, believe it or not, is 250,000 to 300,000. That used to be this 300,000 mark. So I like to see some inventory here. This is an inventory level I like to see, but the demand is still just huge. Again, these are those first-time home buyers, and there's also folks moving to our area that this is not a big price point for them. So we've got 112 active properties right now in that price point as of the time of this report. Of course, we've only got 1.1 months worth of inventory because they're getting gobbled up fairly quickly. But we are seeing a little bit of inventory rise there. Now, as buyers, don't think because that inventory rise, we're going to get huge deals under market, because as you can look, this price point is selling for 101% of list. So we're still going over list on this particular price point, but I have seen just an inventory rise. I'd like to continue to see that rise some to neutral out this market. If you're a seller at the 250 to 300,000 mark, do you need to differentiate a little bit? Yeah. Even though it's a hyper seller's market, and I've talked about this, there are different marketing strategies when you look at all three of these markets, to include the two others, the all five markets. There are different marketing strategies for each one. As I sit here and look, and even though it's a hyper seller's market, do I still think you need to differentiate just a little bit because of that? Yeah, I do. Just a little bit. And there's just some small marketing things that a lot of people don't know to do that you can do to differentiate that. That's Escambia County. Let's jump over to Santa Rosa real quick. Looks like 321 active. Again, that was under 300 a couple of weeks ago. So we are seeing some inventory levels. There is no price point that's got that over 100 active properties like we have in Escambia County. There's not one in Santa Rosa County. Looks like 700,000 plus. Our luxury just creeps over out of the hyper sellers market and into a seller's market. So at 3.1 months inventory, and that 250 to 300,000 that we had 112 active in Escambia County, we have 25 active in Santa Rosa County. So yes, like I said at the beginning of the show, have we seen inventory rise? Sure. Are we seeing it so much so to where it's having a price impact? No, we haven't, and I don't see that anytime very, very soon. So I am going to keep this short this week because I'm still kind of recovering, but I wanted to make sure that we didn't skip 2 weeks in a row on this particular show, especially with folks reaching out. I had a bunch of folks reach out. I do want to always, like I've been ending the show the last few weeks, is bring up our instant offer program. That seems to be pretty popular lately. What the instant offer program is if you've inherited a property or have got a property that needs a bunch of repairs in it and have decided, hey, I just want to sell it and I'd like an instant offer, give us a call. We can find out. There's one of two ways we can do it. Either A, I can make you an instant offer. We'll find out exactly what you can get. From an investor standpoint, some people that has worked out very, very well for them. Others have found out that maybe that might not work and we can get it on the market. I've put some other properties. I got 2 properties coming on the market today that called on the instant offer program, and we found out, let's test the market first because we may be able to get you more if we come on the market. So this instant offer program has been working really well this year, especially in this marketplace, because you do have investors that keep stuff off market. They do not want to even test the market because they would rather just give you the investor offer, which makes sense for them as the investor, but for you as a seller, sometimes that doesn't make sense. Sometimes it does. I've had people that we've put the stuff on the market to find out that it's not worth what they think it is, and the instant offer makes a bunch of sense. But at least now when you go through a program like I have and our instant offer program, at least you'll know. You'll know at that point, hey, I got what I could get out of this property. A lot of times the instant offer program is usually not real well for something that has been completely rehabbed. That you need to talk to me about completely listing because we can market it differently. I can get you some stuff there. But if there's a bunch of work needed to be done or something of that nature, this instant offer program seems to be a bunch of sense. There's a link absolutely below on that. So that is your market for the week. Again, thanks for everyone who reached out. I appreciate it. It's nice to see I've been doing this 2.5 years, and some people, I guess, are looking forward to the show every week. So that always makes us feel good. It makes us keep wanting to do this every single week. Thanks for watching. Have a great week. I'm a man on a mission. My mission is to help people break through all the noise out there and don't need no permission. I want to help you get to actual truth. Don't you just want the truth?